man rolled down the car window and stuck his hand out, wanting to know how deep he was buried. However, as soon as he reached out, dirt began to rush into the car. He had no choice but to close the window while dealing with the wetness of the ground. Fortunately, everything seemed fine until he lay back and the car's sunroof shattered. He quickly held it with his left hand and tried to stop it from breaking with duct tape, but it didn't work. With no other option, the man grabbed the steering wheel lock and placed it in the center of the sunroof, finally managing to keep it from breaking further. Relieved, the man grabbed a bottle of water and drank it all, only realizing at the end that it was the last water in the car. However, thirst finally won over regret. Looking at the little water left, he hesitated for a moment before chugging it. After calming himself, he got ready to start rescuing himself. While checking all his supplies, he suddenly noticed drops of liquid on the sunroof. Despite the slightly yellow color, the man leaned forward and sucked on them eagerly. He cut a small hole with nail clippers and tried to make it bigger with his fingers. He took out a credit card, bent it into a funnel, connected it to an empty water bottle, and then placed the bottle over the steering wheel lock. With this, the drinking water problem was fixed. He then took down a tent and pulled out a metal pipe. Carefully removing the bottle, he widened the hole more and pushed the pipe upward. However, there seemed to be a rock in the way, and he couldn't force it any farther. He even caused a stream of water to pour out. He quickly covered the hole with newspaper to check things better. He poked a hole in a bottle cap, tied it tight with string, and threaded it through a thin metal pipe to keep dirt out. With everything set, he pushed the pipe out, but it wasn't long enough. He could only tape two pipes together and keep pushing hard. As the pipe got longer, so did the resistance. Even using all his strength, he could only move it a few inches. Desperate, he pulled out a car jack, which saved him a lot of effort. But the jack maxed out. With no other choice, he had to push again himself. He put a blanket over his back and shoved hard, finally getting the pipe through. He looked through the pipe, but everything was still pitch black. Then he straightened a wire hanger and pushed it up. A click sounded like a miracle had really happened. The man took a deep breath and kept praying. Sure enough, when he peeked through the pipe, he saw a tiny bit of sunlight. The man was thrilled, connected a straw, and greedily sucked in fresh air. Then he started yelling for help. However, after shouting for a while, he got no answer, so he cut the rope with nail clippers, grabbed newspaper and matches, and while yelling, lit the metal pipe. As he set the paper on fire, he hoped someone would see the smoke rising and come save him.